Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Adam from Lazy Guy DIY and one of the co-hosts of the Builders Challenge. And we are in week one of the Furniture Flip Challenge. And we have an awesome panel here tonight that we'll run through. But this week is our theme. It is stripping, sanding, and repairing week. Luckily, I didn't have to do any stripping through college or anything to put my way through it. So we'll talk about the old stripping furniture instead. So first off, we're going to get started here. We're going to introduce our panel, but we're also going to talk about what we're drinking tonight real quick. And then also, if you want to, what your shot's going to be. I am drinking Hell or High Watermelon beer. And then I have a little bit of shot for Woodford Reserve. So that's what I'm starting with. And Brian, we'll go to you next.
Yeah, hi everybody. It's Brian Kramer. I am the editor of Do It Yourself magazine, Better Homes and Gardens Do It Yourself magazine. And what do I have here? I have Truly, there I am. Just working through all those hard seltzer flavors. This is strawberry lemonade. And then for the shot, I've got Makers.
All right, Graham.
Hey, I'm Graham at Minerva Enterprises. I do custom furniture and mid-century modern, Danish modern, Scandinavian modern furniture restoration. I'm drinking iced tea. So
That's right. You're on duty working in the shop. All right, Chuck.
Hey, I'm Chuck. Work with DAP, product manager overseeing adhesives. Tonight I'm drinking Sagamore Rye, and that's going to be my shot as well.
Perfect. All right, and we have two in the bottom. We have Cara and Jessie.
I'm Cara. And I'm Jessie. I'm from Never Skip Brunch.
I'm from Eye in the Detail.
And together we have Let's DIY Big. And I am drinking tequila with a little orange infusion soda.
And I am drinking sparkling water because I'm in charge of this one.
We can see you're drinking.
Well, somebody has to be in charge, so that's okay.
Like, woo. And shots are TBD.
Perfect. All right. Well, we'll have shots at the end of this, sort of like a watch what happens live. So, what I'm going to do right now is, if you all aren't familiar with Restream, this is what we're using. If you are watching the live broadcast right now, as you all leave comments and questions and everything else, we will see them and we'll try to answer them when we have little segments to answer questions. But what we are also going to have tonight is a giveaway. And if you comment or you leave a question, you are automatically going to be entered to have a giveaway prize from our friends from DAP and from Firm Grip Gloves as well. So make sure you interact. All you have to do is, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, or if you're on another platform watching, just go into the comment section and you leave a comment question, and then you are entered. So make sure you keep those things rolling here. And I see a little bit going on right now, so keep going, guys. So first off, what we're going to do, we unfortunately couldn't have our friends from Firm Grip here tonight, but they did want to tell us that they are working on some brand new gloves with an awesome new technology that we should see within the next month or two in Home Depot and then other stores after that. So they said it's a new technology that's going to blow us away. So we're really excited to see what comes from our friends from Firm Grip. And that's all I can tell you. So that's my big tease. So I will take a quick drink real quick for that. And we'll move on to the next segment. So what we're going to do now is, if you're doing the Furniture Flip Challenge, if you haven't signed up yet, you still have time. This is only week one. You have 2 more weeks to go. So this year's theme is Modern Farmhouse. And so we'll have Brian talk a little about more of that in a minute. But then we also have Bring Back the Beauty, restoration, and we want to see people flip pieces of furniture and go with a modern farmhouse style, or we want to see you completely strip off that paint and bring it back to the beauty of the natural wood in there. So we're pretty excited to see those. It's 2 categories like we did the first season, and we had some awesome entries for that. So what we're going to do now is we want to see what our host and our on team staff have been working on this week. So we're going to have our tech person here show a quick little video of what Cara and Jessie have worked on. You're not going to be able to talk through it, but after he shows it, we want you all to talk about what you have worked on this week. So roll that beautiful bean footage. All right, we had Jessie first. So Jessie, let's tell us what you've been working on this week.
I have been working on actually this piano behind me, and it's a piano that I've had since I was a child. So it's the piano I played when I was a little kid that my dad got for me. He like worked for this person, and that's how he paid him because I really wanted to learn how to play piano. So I'm working on this piece. I was trying to sand it down a little bit. I'm going to be painting it with the real milk paint, but I wanted to see if I could find some of the natural wood tone in it, and I literally hate stripping more than anything else, so I just sanded straight through, and it came out really pretty, like all the natural wood. I just did like a few of the edges, and I think I might be done sanding, but I might change my mind once I get going again.
Perfect. And it's I mean, we've seen your picture that you posed also. It's a great picture you have online with that one. We Rachel and I both saw it and we're like, well, this is going to be a fun project. So, all right, let's go to Cara. Cara, we're going to have Matt roll the footage real quick and we'll talk about it here.
Yeah, so I have not learned my lesson. Every time I try to strip furniture and then I regret it every time. But I have these two wooden chairs that I'm trying to get down to like a light color. The room's very neutral that I'm doing, so I'm going to try bleaching them. This chair is actually like a real old chair. And what I haven't shown yet is the guy that found it for me. It was in like the back of his storage thing. And he's like climbing all through it, like lugging this chair. And I'm just standing there like waiting. It was like an offer up situation. Kind of thought I might die. I had Jessie on the phone. And he like climbs out and like throws this chair at me. He's like, this is an actual antique. And I'm like, thank you. Can we not like treat it this way? Totally fine. But yeah, I'm excited. Mostly stripping chairs is all I've gotten to. I've had a hard time finding pieces.
Well, all the little grooves and everything else make chairs wonderful to work with. So good luck to you.
Hey, Cara, how is the seat? It looked like it was in pretty good shape. Are you going to need to do any patchwork?
Yeah, there's a hole. I actually have to learn how to like either patch caning or re-cane it because it's the classic like pushing it into the groove on the edge. So we'll see. I might end up just covering it with a cushion, but I'm definitely going to try my hand at it first to see if I can learn how to do it. But yeah, if it goes south, you'll see a cushion.
I have a recommendation of somebody you should talk to is Graham, because Graham can definitely do that. Graham, I actually think you have a video on my website where you're showing how to repair seating. It's more the traditional cane.
Yeah, I did the press end caning before.
Yeah,
it's not so hard. You can do it.
Okay.
He's the guy to talk to.
Appreciate it.
All right. Speaking of Graham, let's show your video real quick and let's talk about your project that you're working on. So Graham, it sounded like that was a painful process. If you had the audio on that, all right, Graham, tell us about your
that music.
Yeah.
So I started with several projects. I'll narrow them down as I get completed. The one that was just there is it's a concave front dresser that had a bunch of veneer chips on it. So I filled it with the DAP wood filler, and then today I just added some updates in my Instagram showing how I color matched it. I got a couple other projects that I'm working on. There's two more dressers and a table and a chair. I'm trying to get them all done so I can wow everyone. But I'll be happy if I get two of them done.
Well, you're doing more than I am, so more power to you, my friend. But it was fun seeing your poll with the different things that you were running through and different options. And speaking of, we're going to grab a question right now that came from the audience, and it's to you, Graham. One of the questions is, do you restore more pieces that you buy, or do you do more pieces that customers send you to restore?
I prefer to do the ones that I buy so that I can sell them. but I do some refinishing for customers.
And then you have said before that you just drive around the city and you also like find stuff sitting on the curbs, right?
Yeah, sometimes I do. It's like on trash day. I live in Fishtown, so from where I'm at in Philadelphia, driving to my shop, there's just like people throwing stuff away. I think that one dresser I was working on, it was on the street, so I picked it up. It's like,
That's amazing. What we find in our alleys and everything else are just like broken toilets and busted trash cans. So good for you. I'm not restoring those.
yeah, I
So,
mean that stuff's all there too. You just gotta have an eye.
I mean, it's Philly. It's got to be there. So sorry, Philly. All right, we're gonna run a few more questions here real quick, and we'll move on to the next segment. But Chuck, we're gonna bring you into the conversation here, Chuck. One of the questions we have from, I believe, actually multiple people asked this, talking about rapid fuse. What is the best way to store rapid fuse to extend the shelf life?
So the best way to store rapid fuse is in a closet, somewhere dark, that's cool, room temperature ideally. If you're not familiar with CAs notoriously will dry out and become more brittle with heat and moisture in the environment. So if you're in a shop or if you're in your garage, you definitely don't want it in those environments. You want to keep it in the house where it's nice and cool and where you're not introducing that much humidity to the formula.
Good to know, because I have killed an entire box of rapid fuse before, keeping it in the wrong place, and I go to the next one, It's like, but that's very good information to know. So, all right, we'll grab some more questions here later, and what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to, sorry, girls down there, and Brian, we'll come back to you just in a second. But Brian, for you, since you're a challenge judge right now, we want to hear from you. What are some great tips of what you're looking for this furniture flip challenge?
Absolutely. Super excited to be back for the second season of this. I was, as you say, like there were just amazing flips and such innovation and experimentation the first round. Really, really impressed with what I saw. So looking forward to see what folks are going to do with modern farmhouse or farmhouse as our theme, and can certainly talk about farmhouse a little bit later. But yeah, what are we looking for? I like to sort of think a 10-point scale. I like to think 0 to 5 on the creativity. This is catching my eye, the innovation, the wow factor. So I'm kind of giving it a 0 to 5. And then I'm also, because, I don't want to just be shocked. I want this to be a piece that somebody's really going to use and have in their life and enjoy for a long time. I'm also doing a 0 to 5 of craftsmanship, of the quality. So putting those together, you're looking at a perfect 10. We didn't have any perfect 10s last season. Maybe we'll have them this season. We had, I judged it the last season with my co-editor. This season I'll be doing it with our art director for Do It Yourself magazine. So a little bit different eye in the mix. But yeah, I think we're still going to look for that creativity, innovation, and then the craftsmanship, and putting it all together for a great piece.
That's awesome to hear. And there were some amazing pieces last year. It was interesting too, because we had 2 very different categories, but we had some that kind of blurred the lines, where it was like, which one do you enter in here? So it's very possible this year also to do modern farmhouse and have it completely wood as well and brought back the beauty. So and I keep saying bring back the beauty, and I know that's wrong because Rachel's yelling at me right now. But it's bring back the basics is what it is. So bring back the beauty is what we had before. So it's back to bring back the basics, and that's making the pieces look great. And there's a cat behind me. Sorry, folks. That's Pancake coming out the window there. So, all right. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to have a fun little challenge here for our friends. And then just a reminder to everybody's watching, we want you to do is play along as well. But if you leave comments, leave questions, you are automatically entered for our giveaway for Firm Grip gloves and DAP products as well. So we have some pretty exciting stuff that they're going to be sending out, some care packages. So make sure when we do right now, we're going to have a trivia And we were going to have you all either answer A or B. And I have 5 questions. And then our panel here, we're going to have you hold up your A or B, and we'll roll with it here. It's all furniture flip themed. And good luck to you all. There's some that you, Brian, there's some that if you don't get, I think you're going to be in trouble. We'll see. So
Okay, I'm nervous.
I think out of the gates, this one right here. Our question here for either A or B, one of the 2021 Pantone colors of the year is A, greenery, a fresh and zesty yellow-green shade that evokes the first day of spring, or B, ultimate gray, practical and rock solid, but at the same time warming and optimistic. So A or B? All right, and I will tell you, if you are wrong, you have to take a drink. So the answer is B, ultimate gray. A was from 2016, the greenery. So if you got it wrong, have a drink. And you all can, everybody can be unmuted right now because it's fun to hear you all screaming when you get it wrong, and everybody has said it anyway, so that's all right. All right, so number 2, I found this one really interesting. The most expensive piece of antique furniture that's ever been sold was for $36.7 million. And that piece of furniture was A, an Italian-made badminton cabinet, or B, an 18th century Chippendale commode, a potty. So A or B? All right, we'll get some other people to answer online there. Oh, we have some disagreement down there in the corner. So the answer is actually A, an Italian-made badminton cabinet, and that was $36.7 million. The Chippendale commode was $5 million. So good for them there. All right, our third question. First airing in 2012, the competition TV show Flea Market Flip mostly films its flea market finds in what well-known flea market? A, Elephant Trunk Flea Market in Milford, Connecticut, or B, Brimfield Antique Show in Brimfield, Massachusetts? All right, everybody have their answers? And the answer is A, Elephant Trunk Flea Market in Milford, Connecticut.
0 for 3.
Oh my goodness. All right, number 4. This one's always a fun one. Number 4, named after the famous Viking Age runestone, the Dagstorp. What kind of furniture is that from IKEA? Is it, and IKEA has crazy names. I'll read that again just in case. Named after the famous Viking Age runestone, the Dagstorp. It is what kind of furniture from IKEA? Is it A, a rattan chaise for stargazing, a chaise lounge, or B, a leather sofa for lounging? And the answer is B, a leather sofa for lounging. All right, and our final question for trivia. In its inaugural season in 2016, the Builder's Challenge original build plan was created by Anna White. What was that piece of furniture? Was it A, a farmhouse dining table, or B, a rustic media console? The answer is B, a rustic media console. That's all right. The dining table, the farmhouse table, was a later season. So good job, everybody. Do we have anybody with a perfect score?
Yes, me.
No. How many?
Before me.
You got 4.
There we go. Not bad, Graham. Hopefully everybody had their drinks and you're ready to roll there. So we will move on. That was our mini game. So give me 1 second here as I close everything I'm not supposed to. All right. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to talk to our friend Chuck here from DAP Products. And Chuck, we want you to kind of tell us a little bit about weldwood is probably be a good one to do, or anything that's a DAP product that is a good fit for furniture restoration. And we're going to drive everybody else on mute right now. And Chuck, let's hear you talk, man.
Yeah, so weldwood's great for furniture restoration, right? We have contact cement, spray adhesives, wood glues, all your fundamentals for woodworking. The other great one, and I saw Graham using it there. We have some of our wood fillers, our blend sticks, plastic wood X, and then we have the new premium wood filler. That's amazing. I've used it on my own personal floors for redoing my floors. My house is built in 1900, so I restored all the original wood floors that had covered up in my house. It was amazing for filling in the old grain that was a little bit defective. Takes stain really well. It has that chameleon technology in there. But no, we have a full line of products, especially for restoration, for woodworking. If you're really trying to bring out that wood and make it new again, or get that farmhouse feel, DAP has everything you need there.
Awesome. And I know that I've used it recently on a couple projects. I've done some campaigns with DAP and used a spray adhesive, and found out very quickly, I was like, I'm just going to spray it and go. And then I realized, you need to do both sides and then let it set a second and then put it together, like a normal spray adhesive. And read the instructions, everybody. Always read the instructions.
Absolutely.
So, just always read the instructions. I try to fake it through all the time, and if you think you can get it and you can't, oh well. All right. So next up, we have a few more audience questions we're gonna have real quick, and just remember, folks, throw some questions out there, and we'll see them, and you'll be entered to win a giveaway from DAP and from Firm Grip Gloves. So our next question here. Let me pull them up. We'll go to Cara and Jessie. Cara and Jessie, what is your go-to item that you can use for staging that always makes for a better image?
Plants.
I was gonna say greenery. Yeah.
Is there?
Actually, plants add life to a space. It's really good for if you have rectangles or a lot of squares going on. It just kind of smooths it out, gives it a vibe, draws your eye in, makes it look like someone lives there. So, plants.
Is there a specific type of plant? Isn't there some fig or something that everybody talks about as the best one?
There's definitely plant trends right now. It's olive trees are hot. Tropical plants, or some of them are in. But olive trees and succulents are always good.
See, the problem that we have is because we have cats, the cats eat all of our plants. So we can't have nice plants anywhere for staging. And so if you have to leave them somewhere, they're plastic when I put them out there. So yeah. As there's literally a cat sitting on my keyboard right now over here. So such is my life of being married to a veterinarian. So
That's so cute.
All right. Next question we have here for Brian. Brian, what element of farmhouse do you add or eliminate to make it modern farmhouse?
Yeah, that is a good question. There's several different ways that you can go to make it modern. I think that you gotta make something cleaner. So you got to take that sort of creamy texture. You got to take that whiter. You need to rather than a tight or busy wood grain, you need choose a little bit simpler, wider wood grain. Maybe that's through finish, maybe that's through replacing a piece. Hardware makes a big change. A lot of those farmhouse pieces had either sort of a hand-turned wood piece or a very ornate, brassy, sort of thing. If you take both of those out and you replace it with something really clean, modern, still warm, not saying chrome or anything like that, I think you're going to get that modern farmhouse vibe. You're going to be really surprised by just that little touch of modern, beautiful hardware with then the history that's in your main piece. Just some ideas. And as a judge of that category, I just want to be surprised with how you make it modern, because there are dozens of ways, hundreds of ways to do it.
So as Brian just said, you have to do it exactly this way, or he will take off points and it won't be a 10. That's what I heard, everybody. That's what I heard. So, all right, just quick follow-up question here for Cara and Jessie. Real plants or fake plants? Are you okay with fake plants for stage?
Well, if they look very real, I mean,
fake plants can look really fake if you don't do it right. Obviously, you want to be concerned about light. If you're trying to put it in a dark corner, it has to be fake. You have to really put plants where they're going to thrive. And some people hate fake plants. So it's really personal preference. Are you going to be able to take care of it? is it going to look real or just give you the look that you want? I tend toward real plants. I'm really trying hard to keep them alive, and I've found that as like a hobby through all this staying at home. But I still have fake plants. I think they're amazing for staging, and I like put them in my guest rooms where I like forget about them for half the year. So
Yeah, I kill everything, so I look.
Your kids are still kicking though, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I keep children alive. That's about as good
well, they
as it's gonna
scream
get.
when they need something. Plants like die a slow, silent death in the
Right.
corner.
And you get in trouble if you lock them in a guest room.
Right.
Yeah, that too.
That's what they said.
Perfect. So, a quick question from let's see, for Brian from Matthew Booth. He wants to know if is brushed aluminum modern?
You know, I like brushed aluminum. I have it in my life. It doesn't seem like it's I feel like it's time to rediscover some of those brushed aluminums, because they had a really great moment 10 years ago, and then gold and copper and of course matte black came in, and I like all of those. Don't love copper, but matte black is great. Yeah, you know, I think a brushed aluminum could be modern. I think it depends on the profile of the hardware. You know, I don't want to. I wouldn't say that a brushed aluminum, just standard round knob, or you know, like a barrel style handle, like that doesn't feel very modern to me. But yeah, I think it could be. I think it's a little bit of a challenge, but it could be.
I'm just surprised that we're just seeing more and more brass everywhere on everything right now.
Yes, and it's straight up brass. It's not that, you know, for a couple years there it was gold, and it was rubbed gold and antique gold, and like this is brass. I lived through the 80s, you know, like this is brass.
Hey, if you leave stuff up long enough, it'll come back into style. So as my folks are now taking down all the brass hardware in their house, it is back in style. So you know what? That's okay. Let it go. All right. Next thing we're going to talk about real quick is Cara has a podcast, and she has a special guest. And do you want to talk about that real quick?
I do. The podcast is called Make Space. It is a home design and DIY show. And I had the amazing opportunity of having Brian on, and the episode goes live next week. It's so good. We dive into modern farmhouse. He gives some tips for styling it, keeping it fresh. We talk a lot about the magazine, the couple issues that are coming out, and why magazines are still amazingly relevant in 2021, and why you need to go get it. So It's going to be really good.
Oh,
yeah,
so
it was a great fun.
Brian.
It was so fun. Yeah.
So
Sorry.
fun.
It was we just kept talking.
Yeah, they talked all day. So good.
All right, we're gonna before we head to we're gonna kind of wrap things down here a little bit, but one question that we want to ask everybody is, if you're gonna redo a piece of furniture, and I'm gonna go around everybody here, would you rather paint it or stain it? So Brian, we're gonna go with you.
You know, like I personally would paint, just because I appreciate stain, and to get a good stain finish, you got to have good tools. You got to have the right space. I think to let it dry the right way, and to get that beautiful, you know, final. Yeah, I'm gonna go with paint for me.
All right, Graham. If you say paint, you're in trouble.
Stain.
And you can elaborate on that if you want to, though.
Well, I think each one has its place. I prefer like the natural look of wood, but if I'm trying to make one wood look like another wood, then yeah, I'm going to use a stain or a toner. But I don't use too much paint. But when I do, I like the milk paint. It's got like a real nice finish.
Perfect. Chuck, which do you prefer, paint or stain for your furniture flip?
I prefer stain. So I've done a few pieces for our house, and stained that for the darkers as well. Hides some of the imperfections. It highlights some of the imperfections. So some of the deeper grooves and some of those gouge marks to get the real character. So I always lean towards dark stains.
Perfect. I think I think everything I first made was very Jacobian, or is it Jacobian or Jacobian? Let's have a vote on that right now. Oh, all right, Kara, paint or stain?
I have to say this either or is making me uncomfortable because I don't really like either. I'd rather use a wax or something to just kind of bring out like the normal tone of the wood, or a cerusing wax is my favorite. If I had to, I'd probably paint it.
Gotcha. All right, Jessie.
I would actually choose both because I'm gonna be a rebel and not choose one. But I like it like mixed, like the two-tone with the paint and then like the natural wood and like the combination of the two really playing off of each other. So I have a really hard time just picking one.
Same.
So but yeah.
Somebody had to be a rebel. It's okay.
Yeah, always.
It was you. It's all right. So, okay. So next week's theme for everybody gearing up, and we'll be doing this the next 2 Fridays as well. And we'll be mixing around some guests, and some of our brand friends will be coming too. So, and we'll have more giveaways. So just remember, if you're back on next Friday, same thing with commenting and asking questions. We'll have more prizes and giveaways. So we'll announce those after the show, probably tomorrow, of who our winners are. So next week's theme is assembly and modify. And we're also going to have a clamp challenge next week, and we'll have another fun game. I believe somebody said, it may have been Matthew Booth here, said that we should do a game of Never Have I Ever, a drinking game of that as well. So we'll see how that goes. So we'll get to that. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do our shots of the week, and we're going to show a couple pictures here of stuff from our makers. Hopefully they're in order here. But we're going to see what some people have done this week. And then after that, we're going to be taking our shots. And so if you haven't gotten your shot ready, make sure you get it ready here. So if our tech person, Matt, if you can start sharing some photos here. And I think they're out of order, so I'm sorry. But so we have some pictures from Morning Glory. We have pictures from Melancholy Maker, Crafty Coats, and the Hurricane Woodwork. So we have a ton of stuff this week. A lot of people have been posting everything. We have a bunch of different options of great finds and great flips that are starting so far. So just remember, if you want to have yours featured, and if you want us to see it, you got to tag #FurnitureFlipChallenge. So with that said, everybody grab your shot. This is nice and warm now. I'm terrified of it. So I don't think we do the ziggy zaggy oi 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 like the old days, but we'll still cheers to everybody. Shots of the week.
Cheers.
Cheers. It was very warm, but that Woodford was very good. All right, guys, we appreciate it. It was a great time. This went so quick. It was 30 minutes. It went so fast, but we'll be back here next week. And thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Just remember, we'll be here for the next 2 weeks, and we'll be showing some great stuff. So thanks, everybody that joined tonight, and we'll see you next week.